great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome to the Self-Care Club's Room to Breathe. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shantae, better known as Life Coach 614, and I am a Master Certified Self-Care and Boundaries Life Coach. Our mission here at the Self-Care Club is to provide a safe space for individuals to embrace their healing journeys. We aim to empower our members to turn their struggles into strength through motivational content, community support, and personalized coaching sessions. Our goal is to inspire a culture of self-care and well-being, guiding our community towards a healthier, more balanced life. So, whether you're tuning in on the radio, joining us via the live stream, or perhaps watching this on a replay, we're glad to have you here. And remember, if you happen to be watching this on the replay, be sure to drop a comment letting us know where you're from.
In the quiet moments, that's where I'll find a little room to breathe, leave it all behind. Give me room to breathe, I need some time to heal my heart, to clear my mind. Gonna love myself, yeah, I believe in the power of me. Just give me room to breathe.
Thank you, Ruffin. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Shan in the house. We got Big Dog in the house. I see y'all. Ruffin in the house. Lovely Cash. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for tapping the screen. That definitely helps to run it up. Northside, y'all already at almost 5.5K with the screen taps. I see y'all. I see y'all. So, our quote for today, because you know we got to have a quote every single day, right? Something to build upon. Our quote for today is, "My loyalty kept me in some situations that common sense should have taken me out of." I'm going to say that again because y'all know I'm finna step on some people's toes because I feel like we've all been there. My loyalty kept me in some situations that common sense should have taken me out of. Like, is there anybody who can identify with this other than me? Like, anybody else? Have an experience where you stayed loyal to someone or something for far too long, and you like, I knew better. I should have got out of this a long time ago. Yeah, Shan, like, I should have got out of this situation a long time ago. Because this is serving hot mess, right? This is serving I shouldn't be here. I'm better than this, right? It's serving all of these just vibes, right? Yeah, listen, loyal to a fault, right? And so, you know, today I just decided, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this situation where, you know, something that I know resonates deep within all of us. I know that all of us aren't prepared to admit that or willing to admit it, right? But this is something that resonates with all of us because we all struggle with being loyal, right? Knowing when to stay and when to go. Knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them, right? And so it's a trait that is often celebrated, right? We celebrate loyalty. So it's something that is celebrated, it's admired, right? Hashtag goals. Everybody wants hashtag loyalty in their life, right? We all want someone to be true to us. We all want to be deemed that person who's true to someone else. But, you know, today I just want to explore the other side of loyalty, right? The side of loyalty where our unwavering dedication to other people sometimes leads us down paths that common sense should be advising us against, right? And so, again, I know that we've all been there. This isn't to like pass judgment or whatever, because I too have experienced this, right? Needing to learn when to trust me and walk away from situations, walk away from certain people. And so we've all stayed in relationships, situations, jobs for far too long, right? Far longer than we should have because we're loyal, We want to be loyal, right? We've convinced ourselves that things are going to get better if we just stick it out, right? Yes, Big Dog. Big Dog says we are loyal to those who are not loyal to us all the time, right? And so we convince ourselves that it's going to get better. We convince ourselves that we can change them. We convince ourselves that our loyalty is going to pay off, right? Or that we owe it to the other person to stick around. Well, you know, they did something for me back in 1942, so, I mean, I gotta stay here for 100 years and tolerate the bullshit that they served me, right? We just think that, oh, we gotta stay here. I owe it to them. No, here go one that's really gonna get y'all. For the ones of us who have like toxic parents, right? Toxic family members. I mean, it's my mom, so I have to stay here and tolerate this. That's my listen, and at the same time, Ruffman is like, I just recently cut a cousin off. Listen, Ruffman, I was about to say we all got that cousin that we grew up as sisters or we grew up as brothers, and you know, we gotta say, well, you know, they definitely helped me out in the 5th grade with that bully, so I gotta let them bully me for the rest of my life. Like, it sounds crazy hearing me say it, right? But many of us are experiencing this in our lives when it comes to our family and friends. Hey, Queen, thank you so much for the rose. So, you know, by tolerating this energy, right? In doing this, we often ignore signs. We're ignoring red flags, right? And our own well-being. We are sabotaging our own well-being, right? So Ruffin says, I have a brother that might be next. Period. Like, make a list. Check it twice. I'm going to be like Santa up in this piece. I'm trying to figure out who's naughty and who's nice on my list. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't meant to go everywhere with me. And I'm a firm understander and believer that, you know what, some people have gone on this trip long enough with me. Some people have, you know, made it as far as they need to make it with me. Because at this point, you know, in life, I don't have a problem carrying people on my back, right? Listen, I've given plenty of people a piggyback ride, no problem. But if they don't have enough common sense to pick their feet up as I carry them, you're making it harder on me. So like, if y'all imagine giving somebody a piggyback ride, as long as they lift their feet up, cool. Once you get that, and you get them situated where you need to, listen, we can go. I got this. But while I'm carrying you, if you are dragging your feet in the dirt behind me, what are we doing? Right? You're making this harder for me. Pick your feet up. Like, I'm willing to carry you, but could you just lift your feet up? Like, don't be dead weight on my back. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, when we think about loyalty, loyalty is a beautiful thing, right? It makes us stand by our friends, our family, right? We stand by our friends, we support our family, we commit to our partners. So loyalty ultimately is a beautiful thing. But it's also what can blind us in the reality of our situation. Sometimes loyalty keeps us in toxic relationships where we're then taken advantage of. Exactly, Queen. Queen says they did not grow the same way you did. And you know, one thing that I always think about when I first started therapy back in 2019 for myself, and you know, I'm going in and I'm expressing issues about things that are going on in my active life, you know, and y'all, this is kind of earlier on in my marriage. And so I'm expressing things, and a question that my therapist asked me, it was a statement with a question attached. And she said that, you know, are you prepared on this journey that you and your husband may begin to grow at a different pace? Meaning you may grow and he may feel like he's being left behind. Or he may be growing and you might be feeling like you're left behind. What up, Perk? You see what I'm saying? And so when she said that, I was like, wow, like, for some reason it was like a light bulb had went off in my head, because I did feel like we were on different paths at that point. You know, I had pushed my husband and inspired him to go and start his own business and be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? To do what he loved, to find his passion, to chase his dream and his purpose, right? But then I started feeling like I was left behind. And it wasn't anything that he was intentionally doing. It was just what it was, right? And so I had to come to grips with that. But then equally on the other side for him, as I was growing through and going through my things and starting to heal myself, he started feeling closed down, and he started feeling like he was left behind too. You know what I mean? So again, Queen, I totally understand the comment that they don't grow the same way that you did. You know, and that's okay. I've got plenty of friends that I feel like our friendships have outgrown one another. It doesn't mean that I don't have love for them. It doesn't mean that I don't care for them. It just means that what we had has shifted. Right? Shan says, it sickens me when people get loyalty tatted on them, because those be the folks that be the most toxic. Period. But I think the great thing about it is, though, if that person is willing to be accountable, and we hope that at some point in their lifetime that they are willing to be accountable, that they go get the help. Thank you, Perk. That they go get the help that they need. Mr. T, Sweets, welcome in. Sticky Jelly. Now, Jelly, this is not a day for you to have on jelly shoes, honey. You gonna need some coverage on them toes today, okay? Because our topic today, our quote of the day, is that my loyalty kept me in some situations that common sense should have taken me out of. So, like, that's just my disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my only warning y'all get, because we going in this today. So, again, ultimately, loyalty is such a beautiful thing. But we understand that, you know, loyalty can blind us from situations, right? Loyalty sometimes prohibits us from seeing the flag on the play. And so sometimes loyalty makes us stay in jobs where we are undervalued, right? Overworked, because we're loyal. Sometimes loyalty keeps us in toxic relationships where we are then taken for granted, right? Right, overworked, underpaid, Perk. Queen says, you're in a different place and not everyone has access to the door you're walking in. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Shan. And so, you know, the truth about loyalty is that it should never come at the cost of your own happiness and mental health. Right? I'm just saying, Perk. I'm just saying. Right? We stay loyal to toxic relationships, toxic friendships. We remain in these jobs where we're not appreciated. Right? Our skills aren't being utilized. And so sometimes it makes us hold on to friendships that drain us rather than uplift us, right? Instead of celebrating and empowering and motivating one another, we sit here tolerating each other. Like, I don't want people in my life that I just tolerate. That doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that doesn't feel good. So it's important for us to recognize when our loyalty is misplaced. Right? Just because I start off loyal to you doesn't mean it's going to end that way. I can start off loyal to you because I see the potential, I see the power, I see what this could be. Right? I start off loyal to you because we're equally balanced at this point. But then at some point, if things are shifting and it's draining me, if things are shifting and I can't replenish and refill my cup quick enough because you keep draining me, then I'm gonna have to shift up my loyalty. Right? No, I'm not planning to sabotage what you got going on. Miss Gloria, welcome in. Not planning to sabotage what you got going on at all. But what I am saying is that I'm not going to stay dedicated and devoted to a space that makes me feel less than. I can't keep coming home at night wondering, why do I keep showing up for this person? Why do I keep showing up for this job? Why do I keep saying yes to them when ultimately I'm saying no to me? Like, I can't keep doing that. So it's like, at some point we have to ask ourselves the question, why? Why do we keep letting our loyalty override our common sense? Right? For me, it was the fear of letting other people down. The hope that things would change, right? I'm such an optimistic person that I believe that things will change. So I give people the benefit of the doubt. And I have this belief that, my loyalty was my ultimate virtue, right? But the truth of the matter is, loyalty should never come at the cost of our own happiness and mental health. Never, ever, ever should us being loyal to a friendship, a relationship, a job, right? Never should that come at me sacrificing my happiness, my joy, my mental health, right? So it's important for us to recognize when our loyalty is misplaced. It is not, keyword not, you guys, it is not disloyal to prioritize your own well-being. And I know that people who have a lot of narcissistic traits will try to make you feel like you are being selfish, that you are a disloyal person, that there's something deceptive about prioritizing your own needs. But that's a lie, okay? It is not disloyal to prioritize your own well-being. You come first. Save yourself first. You've got to put the mask on yourself first. It's not disloyal to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. In fact, it's an act of self-respect, right? It's acknowledging that you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, love. Come on now, Ruffman. Ruffman says, oh, I'm being selfish now, period. What up, Robin? Right? So, again, you've got to recognize when your loyalty has been misplaced. If loyalty is a virtue that you value, then you've got to be careful what you do with it, right? So if loyalty is something that you value, right? If that's a virtue that you value, you can't just sit it down everywhere. You can't just hand it out to everybody. Thank you so much. You can't just sit it down and expect that everybody is going to, that everybody is going to deserve it. So again, you've got to be mindful of what you're doing and how you're going about doing it. I'm checking it twice, making it right. I'm trying to find out who needs to go or not. Period. It's like at some point you just got to realize, you know what, I deserve too. I deserve happiness too. I deserve joy. I deserve peace. I deserve security. I deserve to be comforted, right? I deserve all of these things too. So all of these attributes that I'm showing up and putting down for people, I deserve that too. And I fully understand that sometimes it's not 50-50. Sometimes it's not apples for apples, right? So I might show up for Shan and be all of these things for Shan. And Shan may not be in the position to reciprocate that back to me. And that's okay, right? That's okay because I wouldn't feel, I guess it just depends on how it's happening, right? Now, if Shan was taking advantage of me, if Shan had the ability but just wasn't doing it, right? Then that's where the problem comes in. Because if you're not doing something for me because it's above your means, hey Countess, hey Georgia Peach, if it's something that's just above your means, if it's out of your scope, right? Okay, I'm a life coach. So I show up and I coach so many people, right? But I can't go to all of those people to get my coaching because that is a skill that is out of some people's range. Does that make sense? It's like if you give $5 to a homeless person, thanks Refman. If you give $5 to a homeless person and then you a couple dollars short, you don't go back to that homeless person next week and ask them for money. Because again, that's out of the scope of what they can do. That's an unrealistic expectation that you will put on someone. But, you know, when we show up and we do these things, when I give all of these things to people, it's because I know that the universe is going to bless me back. So as I choose to randomly be this person for all of these people, what up, Trendsetter? You know, I know that, okay, I'm going to be blessed back by the universe. And, you know, I use Shan as an example. If I show up for Shan and I'm doing all of these things for her and she's not in the position to reciprocate that, it's okay. Because then I'm sure she would be showing me gratitude. Right? She wouldn't be intentionally draining me. She would recognize that Coach is giving me a ride on her back. Let me go ahead and pick my feet up real quick. Let me go ahead and get this little piggyback ride real fast. Coach, you okay? Let me pick my feet up real quick. So I'm not being drained, right? I'm just being a support. Shan said real quick, feet up, boom, what you need? Right, you need me to take this jacket off? Is it making me heavier? Hold on. Let me drop some things real quick, Coach, right? So again, you know, we've got to understand that, you know, when it comes to loyalty, we've got to understand and acknowledge that we also deserve to be treated with kindness and respect and love. And so I want you guys to think about a time. Yeah, drop them bags off. Put them bags down. You don't even need them where we going. Real talk. You don't even need no luggage. We're going to go ahead and take this trip, Georgia Peach. You don't need no luggage, boo. You don't need no bags. Because everything we need is going to be there when we get there. I made sure of it. Right? I made sure of it. I made a plan. You rolling with me. We don't need no bags. Just come on. We don't need that. We don't need that dead weight. We don't need that luggage. Right? So I want you guys to think about a time where you stayed in a situation out of loyalty, even though your common sense told you otherwise. Take a moment and just think about a situation where you stayed solely out of loyalty, even though all signs pointed to hell no. When you have that situation in your mind, I want you to put a green heart in the chat. Perk said, yeah, I got one. Just think about it. Ruffman said, I got one too. Right? Because we all have this situation where we stayed. Mr. T, I see you. We stayed too long. I see you, Shan. And I want y'all to reflect on how that affected you. I see you, Georgia Peach. How it affected you. Mika, welcome in. Mika, the question or the scenario, I guess, that we're dealing with right now is I want you to think about a time when you stayed in a situation out of loyalty, even though your common sense told you otherwise. I see you, big dog. Common sense told you otherwise. And so, as we reflect on this particular situation, and we ain't gonna sit here too long because I ain't trying to trigger y'all this early. As y'all think about the situation, I want you to think about where your happiness lied, what your energy levels were like. How was your peace of mind in that time? Right? I'm sure that everything was running on E in this situation. So now I want you to imagine what could have been different in that situation. What could have been different if you had just listened to your intuition? That very situation that made y'all put the green heart in the chat. Okay? What could have been different had you had just listened to yourself? Had you had just acknowledged the flag on the play? Right? Had you had just put yourself first? It's that aha moment, right? Right? It's that aha moment to be like, damn, if I'd have just listened to myself, I'd have never did da 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 da. I'd have never stayed da 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 da. I would have never went to, you see what I mean? So that's why it's important for us to trust ourselves, knowing that that intuition, that's our common sense telling us. Ruffman said, I'd have more money in my pocket for sure. Listen, Ruffman, you ain't the only one. And y'all, I'm not saying that it's easy to break free from the chains of misplaced loyalty. Because breaking chains is a form of healing. And healing ain't for the weak. Yeah, Shan says I would not have spent so much time. Healing ain't for the weak. And so it's not easy, right? It's not something that's going to be, oh, boom, I got it, no problem. It takes courage to walk away from what no longer serves you. But I know firsthand that each and every one of us have the capability to do so. It's not impossible because I'm possible. Mika says, wait, hold on. Mika says, I'm always saying I knew it, I saw it, but I didn't know what to do with the info when it came and then still missed it. Yeah, exactly, Shan. I'm possible. Period. Right? I'm possible. So again, even though it's not easy to break free from the chains of misplaced loyalty, we know that it simply takes courage. We know that it takes speaking life over ourselves and recognizing that we deserve. Right? We know that it is a necessary step towards living a life where we are true to ourselves. And then here's a thought. We stay in these situations, we stay in these jobs, we entertain these people, we're loyal, right? But ultimately, we're not being loyal to ourselves. We are being very much disloyal to ourselves because we know deep in our hearts that's not what we want. So again, we have to understand that loyalty is not about sacrificing your own needs for others. That's not what loyalty is. Loyalty is about mutual respect and support. So like that situation I gave, the scenario of Shan leaning on me, right? Even though Shan may not be able to support me in the way that I support her, Shan can serve me a mutual level of respect. That respect to pick the feet up when I carry her on my back, right? So in turn, she's still giving. She's giving me respect. She's showing me appreciation. She's giving me her gratitude. Right? So that is still a winning situation. So the level of support and the encouragement and the guidance that you give people is not going to always be reciprocated back in the exact same way. And I wouldn't want it to be. Whatever I do for someone else, I don't need them to turn around and do that same thing back to me, because if that's the case, I could have just did it for myself. I need support on my level. I need the encouragement on my level. The same way that I gave you the support on your level. Right? So again, it's not about sacrificing our own needs. It is about mutual respect and support. It's about being there for others while also being there for yourself. You can be loyal and set boundaries at the same time. Thank you, Jersey Peach. Again, you can be loyal and have boundaries in place at the same time. You can be loyal and still choose yourself. So when we think about loyalty, I want to give you guys, some reference for the word loyalty versus common sense, right? So loyalty is a strong feeling of alliance or faithfulness to someone or something. It is a commitment to stand by and support others, often driven by a sense of duty, love, or obligation. Loyalty is about maintaining trust and honoring relationships, whether be it personal or professional. And it makes us stick with friends through tough times, support family members no matter what, and stay committed to partners despite challenges. Now let's talk about common sense. Common sense refers to the practical judgment concerning everyday matters or the basic ability to perceive, understand, and judge things which are shared by nearly all people. It's the intuitive understanding of the best action to take in the given situation, often based upon experiences or straightforward reasoning. Common sense helps us to make decisions that are logical and in our best interest, often protecting us from harm and guiding us towards beneficial outcomes. I'm going to need y'all to catch that. Common sense helps us to make decisions that are logical and in our best interest, protecting us from harm and guiding us towards beneficial outcomes. The two things can coexist. I can be loyal and utilize my common sense, right? Both loyalty and common sense are very valuable traits, right? But oftentimes they're pinned against each other. They're at odds, right? Loyalty might encourage you to stay in a difficult situation out of a sense of love, obligation, or hope that things will improve. Common sense, on the other hand, might recognize that this relationship is unhealthy and suggest that you move on for your own well-being. Right? Because I'm still loyal. I've just shifted who I'm loyal to. See, I've been loyal to you, but now this relationship has run its course. Therefore, I have to shift my loyalty to me. Right? Loyalty can make you stick with a job that undervalues you because you feel committed to your employer or your colleagues. Common sense might tell you that it is time for you to seek alternate opportunities where you can utilize your skills and be appreciated and rewarded. Loyalty might push you to continuously support a friend who frequently takes advantage of your kindness. Common sense is going to advise that you set some boundaries in place to protect your emotional health. Right? So we definitely just have to learn to balance loyalty and common sense. Right? That is crucial for us to maintain any healthy relationship as well as maintaining our own personal well-being. So I've got 5 tips for you guys on how to balance your loyalty and your common sense. Because I don't want us out here being the fool. You know, and we know that, you know, as the song says, everybody plays the fool sometimes. No exception to the rule. But we also know that I know better now, so I'm going to do better now. And I'm seeing things a little differently now, right? So again, in order for me to balance my loyalty and my common sense, first and foremost, we need to evaluate the situation. It is important for you to, yes, Shan, yes, evaluate the situation. It is important for you to regularly assess your relationships and commitments. Ask yourself, is this mutually beneficial? Am I being treated with respect and care? What up, DJ Lethal? Number 2 is to set boundaries. It's okay to be loyal, but also have boundaries in place to protect yourself. So you have to make sure that you are communicating your needs and limits clearly. I can help you, but I need for you to also help me, right? Help me help you. Number 3 is trust your instincts. This is the part where we show up for us. This is the part where we bet on us, right? Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If things just don't quite seem right, it probably ain't. Right? So don't ignore the red flags just because you feel loyal to a person. I'm going to feel loyal to you and I'm going to see the red flags. So again, don't ignore the red flags. Number 4 is prioritize your self-care. Remember, being loyal to yourself is just as important as being loyal to others. So you have to make decisions for you that support your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health. Right? Prioritize your self-care. Remember, when the plane is going down, they tell you got to put the mask on yourself before you move about to help others. It doesn't say unless it's your mama, unless it's your kid, unless it's your cousin, unless it's your brother. No, they say by any means necessary. If this plane is going down, save yourself first. And then if you can move about saving other people, so be it. But save yourself first. And then lastly, number 5 is to seek balance. Aim to be loyal without sacrificing your common sense. Strive for relationships and situations where both your loyalty and your logical judgment are respected. Again, your loyalty and your logical judgment are respected. I can't keep people in my life who can't respect the fact that I have to tell them no sometimes. Especially the people who, when I tell them no, they act like I've never told them yes before. You can't sit here. If I tell you no, I can't do something because I'm prioritizing me, I'm doing something for me, and you give me shit, you can't stay here. But Uproot's so earthy. Right? You can't sit here. So remember, evaluate the situation, set your boundaries, trust your instincts, prioritize your self-care, and seek balance. All right? This is how we redefine what loyalty is. Yeah, this is how we redefine it. So let's make loyalty about mutual respect. Let's make loyalty about giving and receiving equally. Rose, what up? Let's make loyalty not only about giving and receiving equally, but about staying true to ourselves. Come on, Shan. Self-love is always the best kind of love. Let's make sure that as we're being loyal to these situations, that we are still trusting our common sense, that we are still trusting and listening to our intuition, allowing our intuition to guide us towards relationships and situations that truly nourish our soul. So again, you guys, that's what I have for you guys today. Like I said, we've all been there before. But if nothing else, just remember that quote, right? Remember the situations where your loyalty kept you in, bondage, trapped, in chains, that your common sense should have gotten you out of. Remember how it feels. Reflect on it. Go back to it. Remember how it felt staying tied to that person, that toxic situation, that job, whatever. Think about how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's not good. It doesn't feel good, right? And then remind yourself, I'm possible. That I can rise above this. That I can cut this tie. That I can be loyal. But in order for me to be loyal, I have to first be loyal to myself. I've got to first show up for me. Right? I can no longer allow loyalty to override my common sense. I can no longer continue to sacrifice who I am as a person for the person that you are. So, yeah, it's not easy to break free from the chains of misplaced loyalty. But each and every one of us have the power and the ability to do so. So, I don't have to choose loyalty over common sense. I don't have to choose common sense over loyalty. I choose to balance my loyalty with common sense. So I'm going to show up for you as long as this is a mutual interaction. I'm not saying that it got to be apples for apples. I'm fully aware that it's not going to always be 50-50. It can't be 100-0. I can't keep showing up giving you the best that I got and you keep serving me Heartbreak Hotel. Shan says it goes hand in hand with the quote, sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. Absolutely. So it is very much important for us to let go of the things that no longer serve us. Let go of the situations, the jobs, the people, the relationships, the friendships, right? Let go of the situations that no longer serve us. So that's what I got for you guys today. I thank each and every one of you for being here. As we wrap up our session today, I would really love to hear what stood out for you. I tell you guys and remind you guys often that your thoughts really matter. And of course, by sharing your insights, you guys are helping to make these sessions even better for everyone. Your feedback shapes the future of the sessions to be more helpful and supportive to all. So again, I encourage you guys in the chat or offline to reflect and share your thoughts, knowing that we are here to listen and we are here to grow together. I thank each and every one of you for being an active participant and for your commitment to your personal growth. I want you all to remember that you are worthy of greatness and that you have the power to create the life that you envision. Your presence as well as your contributions during our live stream are greatly appreciated. Your support directly benefits the Self-Care Club LLC, fostering positive change within the community. Your generosity fuels our mission, and it's why we're able to keep coming back daily to do what we do. If anybody is seeking any additional information about the Self-Care Club, or if you wish to book your personalized coaching session with me, I encourage you to head over to selfcareclub.org for more details.
I found my room to breathe.